Video sewer scope, 5865 Hacienda. We have made it to the city main. The Wi-Fi connection is not working, so I'm going to have to record this in an analog style. So I apologize for any shakiness. We're going to record the pullback from the city main back toward the house. We did find one root cluster, and I will show you that when we get there. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let's get myself into a position where we can do this properly. Here we go. Go. Here is the root cluster. This is 4 to 6 feet back from the main. Okay, as you see, we just pulled back from the main, and this connection right there has a root cluster in it. Okay. Looks like a small separation in the pipe right there. Big root cluster right here. Okay? So I got some photos of that for you. That's at 4 to 5 feet from the main. The rest of it actually looks pretty good. Stand broke. So we're pulling back from the main now, back toward the house. Again, apologize for the shakiness because I couldn't get a Wi-Fi connection. I'm holding this by hands. Mostly pretty good, but there's still a root cluster right down by the main. A root cluster. There's a root invasion. Yeah. Yeah, the rooter needs to put some root killer down there and run a thing. It's like 5 feet back from the main. There's a root penetration in one of the seams. But other than that, I couldn't get my Wi-Fi to connect, so I'm having to hold this and do it all analog style, which sucks. Because this is my Wi-Fi transmitter. It's supposed to connect directly to my phone, and it won't right now for some reason. So I don't want to be here all day screwing around with the internet. I do a couple a week. I normally do home inspections, and then I do this as part of my home inspection, usually. But I don't care if somebody wants to pay me to do it for someone else's inspection. I'll make the money. So I do several of them a week. they just find a way through a little crack in one of the seams, and that's all it takes. They'll figure out a way to force their way in. It's like one of the most common problems I find. But the other day I did practically a brand new house, and the line was crushed because they drove an excavator over it. I had no idea. Hadn't even moved in yet. Happens.
So is this required? Is this something they ask for? Or?
It's not required, but it's recommended because, you know, if you find out after you buy the house there's something wrong with your sewer line, it's super expensive to replace. So a couple $100s to find out ahead of time, make the seller pay for it, it's definitely worth it. And you know, if it's clear, it's clear. You know, you don't have any problems. But if you find out you've got a broken sewer pipe, which I find all the time, a separated sewer pipe, a belly, root intrusions. One time they had the sewer line ran out right out of the house, and they had a bunch of landscape rocks, and it were right before it connected to the main line, which was exposed through a gully, and they had crushed the pipe. I mean, it was like in shards. The fact that any water was getting through it all was a miracle, and it had been like that for how long? I don't know. So, you find all kinds of stuff. Uh-oh. Get that. Pause.